So I ordered a whole medium ass pizza from fucking Papa John's because if I'm dying, I might as well calorie max on the way out because who gives a fuck if I'm fat? I ain't gonna be alive to care. Yo, yesterday, okay, I woke up, bro. Well, it felt this way before I went to bed last night, but I was like, it. You know when they say like if you have like really sharp extreme chest pain that like you might be having a heart attack or like a punctured lung, you should like go to the hospital immediately. So like I went to sleep because I didn't really think it was that serious. You know what I'm saying? And so the next day I woke up and I couldn't breathe. And it felt like I was getting stabbed every time I moved and every time I inhaled and every time I exhaled repetitively. I couldn't even get out of bed. So I called my mom and I was like, yo, mom, this is what I'm feeling like. Like, do you think I'm like good or like, should I go to the hospital? And she was like, yeah, you should probably go to the hospital. I was like, but like, are we sure? Like, I slept with it. You know, if it was a heart attack, I feel like I would have died. My mom was like, I mean, yeah, but it's like, it could be like a punctured lung or like maybe you have like a fractured rib or like something, you know? And I was like, okay. So my mom scheduled, I didn't want to go to the hospital. I wasn't doing that shit. I was not going to no emergency room, bitch. Because if it was an emergency, I would have died in my sleep. So I was like, all right, I'll go to like, you know, urgent care or a doctor. So schedule me a time because I did not want to show up there and then wait for 6 hours in the waiting room. Fuck that. So I scheduled a time. Earliest available time they could see me was 6 p.m. Like, how many motherfuckers are dying nowadays? I don't understand, man. 6 p.m. I called at noon. At noon. And then my mom was like, I also don't want you driving there. You should Uber. And I was like, okay, fine. That makes sense. It still hurts to take deep breaths. I ended up Googling in my spare 6 hours, like, you know, extreme chest pain. And like, aside from like that you're going to die, it's a heart attack, you have a punctured lung. There was something else that popped up that I was like, oh, where essentially your rib cartilage, I forget what the term is like fractured. The problem with that is like, it doesn't really heal very well. And it's due to your back being misaligned. And I was like, oh, well, I have EDS. And if you don't know what EDS is, it's basically makes it where like your structural stability for your entire body is very unstable. So because all my connective tissue is very like stretchy and doesn't support my back much. So that could lead to something like this happening. So I was like, oh, and then I looked up that, and keep in mind, this pain is like 10 out of 10. Like I could not breathe. If I inhaled too much, it was like, I feel like I was getting stabbed like multiple times. If I moved, like it was bad. And the only time it was fine is if I was laying down and breathing very shallow or like sitting up and breathing very shallow. And so I see that and I'm looking up like, oh, how long does this last? Da, da, da. And some people were like, yeah, I've had this for 2 years. Like, oh my God, I have to have this pain for the next 2 years. I'm just gonna like jump off a cliff, bro. I got enough fucking issues. Now I can't breathe. I feel like I'm getting stabbed. And I read some of the stuff and it was like, yeah, the pain would like come and go. So it would like flare up. Like sometimes it's less, sometimes it's worse, which is exactly how most chronic pain works. And I don't know why that is because the fractures aren't getting better, but maybe your nerves are just like, damn, bro, we tapping out for like, you know, a couple of hours. So I don't know if it's that yet. It's been a day. So I went to the hospital. Okay. And on the way there, bro, on the way to this location, bro, tell me why I had an Uber driver that had to be like mentally unwell. No. I get into the car. I'm literally dying. Like I cannot walk. I cannot talk. I cannot breathe. And first of all, the motherfucker doesn't have headrest on his seat. There's none of those, right? Then he starts bitching at me when I get into his car and I don't say anything. And he's like, are you Quinn? I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, you know, you're normally supposed to ask me for my name. And I was like, okay, I hadn't even said anything yet. I just opened the door and I was like, okay. And then he's like, yeah, earlier I had some lady try to argue that wasn't the case, da da da. And I was just sitting there like, okay. And then he starts bitching about this lady. Then he starts bitching about something else. Then he starts asking me if I'm okay. And I'm like, no, bitch. Then he starts asking me why I'm going to the hospital. I'm like, bro, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I feel like I'm dying. He's like, oh, like what's going on? I was like, I can't really talk right now. It hurts too much. He's like, okay, like, you know, I'm praying for you and da da da. And then he starts bitching about some other stuff. It was like he was very like emotionally neurotic and I was very like scared. Like it was just like, I don't know. He gave me vibes if I said the wrong thing, he was gonna like get pissed and like crash the car on purpose to prove a point. So I was like, okay, whatever. And he didn't have a headrest on the seat. He was just bitching the whole time about the traffic, his car. I was like, bro, shut the up. So I get out of his car. I get there, they did an x-ray to see if like my lungs were punctured or whatever. And I was like, they were like, nah, your lungs are fine. And then they were like, we can do an EKG, but your heart rate and stuff is fine now, but it'll only show your heart rate like right now when we do it. So you would have to be like in the middle of a heart attack for us to like really tell if it was happening. So if it already happened, we wouldn't know. I was like, okay, then the EKG. What is the point? Like, no, I'm not having a heart attack right now. Like, bitch, my heart rate was fine. Like, if you're having a heart attack, I'm pretty sure your BPM is going to be high as shit. No, your blood pressure not going to be normal. So I was like, yeah, no, that. What's the point? I was like, okay, so I need to be dying for you to tell me that I'm dying. Word. And then she's like, yeah, we don't really know what's going on. But you could take painkillers. And I was like, okay. And then I left. And you want to know what the worst part was? I didn't even want to go. I didn't even want to go. And so I get home. They're like, yeah, just take painkillers. I was like, okay, do you want me to take a shot of water? All right. I get home and I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to die today, because I don't know, I'm going to just eat whatever the I feel like eating tonight. So I ordered a whole medium ass pizza from fucking Papa John's, because if I'm dying, I might as well calorie max on the way out, because bitch, who gives a fuck if I'm fat? I ain't gonna be alive to care. So I ate all them shit. Okay, I ordered that, and then I ordered a whole box of they had like salted caramel brownie cookie things. Bro, this delivery driver had me about to like report their account to fucking DoorDash. I was pissed, bro. Tell me why bro was like, we'll be here at this time, bro. Okay, then bro delivers 2 things in between on his way to me. And then they're like, your driver is arriving. And so it says he's arrived. And so I go downstairs and then the motherfucker ain't there. And then the universe was fucking with me. What you mean there were 3 other DoorDash drivers in between the time that I arrived that pulled up looking for someone to give food to? And I always thought it was me. And then some random motherfucker from my building busted out the front door and grabbed the bag. 3 times, bro. It got so convoluted at one point that one of the Uber or the DoorDash drivers gave the raw food to the wrong person, and the person read the name and flagged them down to give it back to them, and then another person walked out and grabbed that same food, because that's how many motherfuckers were picking up their DoorDash at the same time, bro. And I was just standing there like, when's it gonna be my turn? When's it gonna be my turn? Bitch, it wasn't my turn. I stood there for 20 minutes and the dude was down the street. And I texted him. I'm like, where the are you? Okay. And he's like, oh, I'm coming. Bro, he had another delivery, I guess at the building down the street or something. And I literally texted him like, hey, if you're dropping off food at the other place and waiting for them, can I just like, where are you? What building are you at? So I can come up and just get it from you. Because if it's down the block at this point, I'm not waiting any longer, bitch. I'm not about to wait 20 minutes for that other slow ass person to wake the fuck up and come downstairs and grab their food if you're down the block. Like, just tell me what building you're at and I'll walk up and get it. Bro literally responded and said, no, I'm on my way. I wait for 20 minutes. 20 minutes outside at like 9 p.m. in the dark, bruh. Well, I just got back from the hospital thinking I was gonna die. And I still ain't really sure if I was gonna die, because they were like, we don't know what's going on, but we don't think it's death. So, take some painkillers. And then I went to sleep last night. I felt horrible. It felt like my head was getting fucking like stepped on. It crushed. I had all this sinus pressure. I felt like my ribs were getting crushed. And so then I went to sleep and woke up this morning and I felt like a bit better. I mean, I can like talk and it still hurts, but it's not like as bad. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But I don't think I'm having a heart attack and I don't think I'm dying. So, we're good. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really even think I was having a heart attack and dying day of, but everyone else that I spoke to made me feel like that is a high possibility and that I might die. If I didn't call my mom, I wouldn't have gone though. I would have just been like, well, okay. Don't use my example as applicable to yourself, because a lot of people, if you don't listen to that, you will have a heart attack and die. And then it's like, well, damn, bro, if you would have just went to the doctor, you would have been fine. Anyways, that was yesterday. Yesterday sucked. And then today I woke up and I still kind of felt like shit. So I just played Wizard 101 all day as well. I didn't do shit. But hopefully tomorrow it's a good day. And if it's not, I swear to God, I go up there, bitch, I'm going to give you some judgment. Hopefully it's not the fractured cartilage. If it is that, I'm going to stab a puppy and then myself. That's a joke, by the way. But yeah, no, if it's that, I can't have any more chronic pain related issues, bro. I can't. I have too many. I already like wake up every day wanting to die. Like you can't give me the, you can't put that on me. Anyways, I'm getting some work done. I'm streaming. Yippee!